Hey everybody, I am back. Pardon the way I look. I'm a little red, I'm a little flustered. This is kind of what happens to me when I get a little stressed out. But I do have an update for you about my surgery. Finally, after 2 days of ham hauling around and having to do insurance stuff and things like that, my surgery is Monday morning. Um, So that is all set in stone, talked with insurance, things like that. But to add to that, of course, with my cancer and everything, I'm just hyper aware of stuff, skin cancer and things like that. And I noticed a spot on my husband, and I've been telling him, you need to go get that checked out. You need to go get that checked out. You need to go get that checked out. And my husband is 10 years older than me. He has never been to really any doctors majorly. I mean, he's had some, like shoulder surgeries and things like that, but nothing, he just had a colonoscopy. Everything was fine. So that was his first time in 60 years that he's had a colonoscopy, so that was great. But he went ahead and they, which kind of irked me that they put the appointment a couple of months or a month out, but they did, and the spot I was talking about was here, and then they found another spot on his shoulder. So they took two biopsies. Thank God, the one that I'd originally seen, it was nothing. It came back nothing, but the one on his shoulder came back positive for cancer. So he is going in. I'm going in on Monday for my surgery. He's going in on Tuesday for his. And I love it. And you may too, when people will tell you, oh, well, I've had this, or I've had that, or I have this. Well, I had, oh, that's nothing. Oh, melanoma, that's the killer. Blah, 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 blah. That's because you have the good, you'll see I have videos about that, people calling any cancer the good kind of cancer. I'll say this about as blunt as I can be. You're an asshole if you say that. You have no idea. Cancer is cancer, and any cancer can kill. It depends on the type. There's subtypes of all cancers. There's subtypes of basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, melanoma. And I'm a leading example of how deadly basal cell carcinoma can be. Mine not only was malignant, it metastasized, it went to the bone. I am just very, very blessed that God chose. And right now, we don't know if I'm still, skin cancer is real weird. And I go to make sure no others pop up. We don't know, since mine was such a rare aggressive form, what that entails for the future. And I worry for my husband. I don't want him to have any cancer of any kind, much less the type that I had. They were not prepared for mine at all. So I don't want him to have to go through that. I love him more than life itself. If I could take it from him, I would. I just pray, and I've asked for prayers for me, but I pray that you'll pray for my husband. He is the heart and soul of our family. He is my heart and soul. So, and I would just appreciate your prayers for him. I can handle whatever comes my way, but as long as he's here and healthy. So I just ask that you pray for him. I'll keep y'all updated on him and everything. I'm going to try to go with him because I don't want him. He was like, well, I'm going to put my surgery off because yours is Monday and mine's Tuesday. And I said, I absolutely don't want you to put it off, because the longer you wait on anything, the more it can grow, the more it can, and they won't know exactly what subset of his that it is until they've removed it all. So I would prefer him to go in, and I've even told him I would go in with him. He doesn't want me to because, I just had my surgery, and I said, well, we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. If I can be, I'm going to be there. I mean, I can sit and hurt there just like I can here, but at least, I'll be with you, and so that's that. So my surgery is Monday, early Monday morning, and his is Tuesday morning. Not early, but not late morning either. So it's kind of mid morning. So that's that right now. They've, called, told me everything, what to do, prep, blah, 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 called insurance. So just trying to keep, now I'm not so much, I'm still nervous about mine, but I'm more so just nervous about Ben's because it just, it worries me, and I've called his family members, and a couple have, it's never about that person. It's never about you. If you're going through something, it's always, well, I did this and this was fine, and I did this and this was fine, and I did this, or if you've gone through something and you try to give a little bit of advice or something, it's like, oh, well, that's not the same. I was just blah, 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 and oh my God, and I had all this hard, and I don't like to be a Debbie Downer like that. If you come specifically and ask me, my experience is my experience. That does not make it that it's going to be your experience, and so I'm trying not to do that to my husband either, because we don't know what subset of his is. But either way, it is cancer. It is in his body, and so I just worry about him. My blood sugars have, and I won't lie to you, okay? Last night when we got all this information, I did something I rarely do. I do it. I don't lie to y'all. On rare occasions, I do drink. Last night, I drank. I drank. I certainly did. I was just, it was, I prayed. First thing I did was pray. That was the first thing. But then I just said, Lord, I've got to have a drink. I try not to do that. Not even just being diabetic, but I just try not to. I don't judge anybody who does it. At all. But I just try not to. But last night I was like, I need it. I feel like my husband does. I think we need to get out of the house and try not to focus on ourselves, And we talked a little bit about everything, but we didn't, we just kind of laughed and had a few drinks and things like that, and so and that was nice. Actually, that was really nice. And so we're my son and his girlfriend are coming over this weekend. We're gonna have a fish fry, and we're just gonna try to enjoy being with them, and that kind of thing, because you never know anyway, regardless whether you've got procedures coming up or whatever, surgeries. But I'm gonna try to do my best to keep my blood sugar as best I can. Right now it's a little high. I haven't eaten anything, but I have been drinking coffee, which makes my blood sugar go up. Nothing in it, other than a splash of fat-free half and half and equal. So, but it still makes my blood sugar go up. So I'm just trying to kind of relax, and that's a little hard for me. Worrying about him, but we laugh. We like to laugh. We like to try to have positive attitudes, and it's hard sometimes, and it's okay not to. It's okay, like for me, I keep thinking, when will all this end? Why? Why is all this happening? I thought it was over. I thought our surgery days were over. I thought our health days were at least over for a while, where we could enjoy life and not have to worry about it. But I'm not living there. It's okay to ask why. But if you want God to answer, you may never know the quite unquote answer from Him. But listen, if you're going to ask God a question, listen. Be open to listen. Or you won't hear anything. So just I know there's a reason, and I think that reason for what we go through sometimes is it would be 1,000 times worse. That God, one thing happens because God knows that something even worse is coming if this doesn't happen. So, and that's how I'm trying to look at it. And remember, I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. God knows that. I have to ask for forgiveness every day. So, it still doesn't make me not a Christian or a non-believer. It makes me human, a sinner, because I'm a sinner saved by grace. So, but that doesn't mean I'm a sinner that still never sins. That's just kind of how it goes. But I hope you guys, again, find something to be happy about that makes you happy. That, that you can focus on. If it's just one little thing. And remember, don't take life too seriously. Nobody ever makes it out alive. So you can either live this life, whether it's long or short, miserable and existing, or you can live it. So, I pray that is what you do, is that you choose to live it. There are times in my life where I have only existed. In my life where I've only existed, I haven't lived. And I'm trying to live now, with everything that has happened to me with the cancer and all these surgeries and all this blah, 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 blah. But sometimes some things still just kind of get in the way of that living, or they're postponed. And so, but that doesn't mean you stop. You keep going for it. You keep fighting for it. So, but I'll keep y'all updated, like on my blood sugars throughout the weekend too. And then going, because that's just really best if you can keep your blood sugars as tight as they can be before surgery. I mean, obviously the whole time, but that's not very realistic. Just not. I mean, it's the tightest control you can have is of someone who's non-diabetic, and I have never had that control. So, but love one another, be kind. Doesn't mean don't stand up for yourself, but be kind if you can. You never know what somebody else is going through. If y'all have any questions, please. I say this, I hardly ever get any questions or anything, which is totally fine if you have none. I know, I flit all over the place, but it is who I am. But I'm happy to answer anything if you have, just of me personally, or something that I've mentioned that I may not have explained better. And if I really can't, I'll tell you, but I might can try to find the answers to, or whatever. But, I will keep y'all updated. And as always, be the reason somebody gets drunk today, preferably me. I'll talk to you guys later. Bi.